All right, happy Friday, guys. This is gonna be exciting. I'm talking about something that I love to talk about, extremely passionate about. So I don't know how everyone is going, but I hope that your Friday is going exceptionally well. I'm currently in Houston. So today I really wanted to talk about the idea of registering an LLC. I get that question a lot from people that are sole proprietors, people that are just doing businesses, under their names, or people that are still thinking about an idea and trying to figure out which way to go about it. And so for today's video, I really wanted to take the time to talk about this. So that way, if you're someone who, is thinking about registering your business, if you're already operating this business in your name, then I think this information will be extremely resourceful for you. So let's talk about it. Who is a sole proprietor? A sole proprietor is someone who is operating a business under their name or under a fictitious name. Whatever business it is that they're doing, either providing a service or goods to individuals, and of course getting paid for their money, right? So getting paid for the service or the goods. So being a sole proprietor can be very easy and very convenient. What I like about being a sole proprietor is the fact that you don't need too much paperwork to get started. Like, if you feel very convicted about starting a business, you can wake up, you can start. If you're based in the US, your social security is a tax identification number. So you can absolutely use that to run a business. But is that always the best way to go? Well, it depends. There's no right way, no wrong way, no perfect way. But I am hoping that based on my expertise in this space and the fact that this is what, this is something that is very integral to our firm, in what we do, I can provide some guidance to someone out there. So what are some times that somebody could decide or make the choice to become a sole proprietor? Because I've also seen I've seen a lot of situations where everybody keeps telling people, oh, go register the business. Someone has an idea. Oh, make sure you get it registered. Well, it may not always be right for everyone. So let's talk about the different times when a person can and it's actually best for them to operate as a sole proprietor. Well, the first thing is when you're testing an idea. For example, if someone came and told you about an opportunity in sales, right? Maybe to go and sell, like when they used to have the thing with knives, where people would go and sell knives. I've forgotten how those knives were called. Anybody who ever purchased those knives, you better tell me what that was. Now, if you have a business like that somebody brings to you and you think there's a potential, you can decide to start as a sole proprietor. You don't need to get a business registered. Why? Because you don't even know if sales is a thing that you're interested in. You don't even know if this is something that you're going to be able to do long term. So it doesn't hurt to test your idea. That's when it's good to function as a sole proprietor. Because if you don't like it, well, you're done. No additional paperwork, no money spent. Another reason why it could be good to start on as a sole proprietor is because there are businesses that have very minimal risk. For example, if you're starting a business where you're doing drop shipping, right? You're not really dealing with the goods or services directly, and you're not dealing with the clients directly. Somebody else is handling that. Now, if you're trying that idea and it's something that has very minimal risk in operations, you can absolutely start as a sole proprietor without necessarily going through the process of getting the business registered as an LLC. Another time where, a third time where you can actually decide to operate as a sole proprietor is when you have very few assets. Generally, most business entities are set up to provide protection to the owners, which means if your business did something and somebody came to sue, they cannot come for anything that you personally own. They only come for what's in the business. So there are some people who don't have a lot of assets in the first place. So if I'm just trying an idea, I don't have a lot for you to take. Oh well, even if you sued me, that's it. So sometimes some businesses, when you see testing them out, they're seeing you don't have a lot of assets at risk here, it can be okay to start as a sole proprietor. Another time when it's good to operate as a sole proprietor is if you're in a business that is very seasonal. So some of those opportunities that come, like maybe during the summer, you have an opportunity that comes to you, maybe to provide like souvenirs to schools, like graduating students. Maybe it's not something you do all the time, just once in a while. Yeah, you don't really need to go through the process of actually registering your business. You can operate as a sole proprietor. Another time again, this is the fifth time when you can operate as a sole proprietor, is if you're going into something when you know very clearly in your mind that this is a short-term thing. I'm not going into this for long-term. I'm not going into this to create a lifestyle. I'm probably just maybe you move into a town and you decided that in that town you notice they have a shortage of hairdressers, and you say, okay, I want to do hairdressing. It's just something I'll do while I'm here for my 3 months, and that's it. I don't plan to go long-term with this. That's okay. You can absolutely operate as a sole proprietor. And then the last time that I would encourage you to operate as a sole proprietor is when you're starting a business that is low on capital, that is not going to require too much from you. You can always just go ahead and start. You can start right where you are. Sometimes some people don't have money to register the business. I'm like, if it's low capital and you don't have enough money, just start. Start with your name, get yourself a fictitious name, and then go from there. But then, right, if you're someone who is going into business with a mindset to grow, do I encourage you to go in as a sole proprietor? No, not really, right? I would rather you register your LLC. And I'm going to give you guys 6 reasons why. The very first reason why it's very important for you to get your business registered is for protection. LLCs are called limited liability companies, which means if your company or if your staff or something happened in the course of your business operations that caused someone to want to sue you, that person cannot come for you personally. So you're not personally liable. They can only come for what's in your business. What's great about this is because sometimes there are people, especially in partnerships, where people go into business and maybe doesn't matter, that it might happen that your operating agreement did not specify something, your partner does something, and they come to sue you guys. Well, now, unfortunately for you, you're not personally liable, but they can come for what's in your business. They will not touch you. So that works because now there's nothing on your side personally that you get to lose except what you invested in the business. So that's the beauty of getting your company registered as a limited liability company or a corporation even. It gives you protection. So you want to think about that if you plan to go into a business that is big, to go into a business that is going to be long-term, a business that is going to outlast you. The second reason why I believe it's so important for you to register your business as an LLC or a corporation is for structuring. It's very hard to structure a business that is just under you as a sole proprietor, which means if you wanted to bring in managers to manage or certain things like that, it becomes a lot harder to structure it if it is under you as a sole proprietor. So in that case, you're better off going the route of registering your business as an LLC or a corporation. The third reason why it's very important for you to register your business as an LLC is that you have to think of your exit strategy. If you plan to sell your business, if you plan to bring on additional partners, if you plan to pass your business on to your kids, you cannot have a business that is registered you cannot be operating in your name as a sole proprietor and you're able to put these plans together. It becomes extremely hard to separate. We've seen situations where people come and they say, I want to sell my business, but here's the problem. Your business might look like it was profitable because it was under you. There was no separation of you paying yourself a salary for us to know the actual expenses that business was incurring. So when you have your business separate from you, which is when you set up an LLC or a corporation, it is easy for you now to have even an exit strategy. Okay, I like this. Let me see. But when creating the business account, there should be a clause that mentions person can communicate. I'm actually going to talk about that too. Yes, thank you for that comment, Eric. Another reason why it's important for you to register as an LLC or corporation is for tax planning. Now, I need to point out something here, guys. LLCs do not save taxes, please. Let me point that out. If you're a single member LLC and you're a sole proprietor, you're not treated differently for taxes. However, because you're an LLC, it gives you the opportunity to plan and take advantage of the tax law, which means as an LLC, you can make an election to be treated as an S corporation or a C corporation, and those have tax benefits for you. Now, in terms of you paying taxes, if you don't do any of those elections or meet with a CPA or someone that can help you plan, you're not different. If you're a single member LLC, you're not different from someone who is a sole proprietor. But someone who owns an LLC has the ability to plan, has the ability to make certain changes that will impact them when it comes to taxes in reducing tax liability. So it's very important that you consider that when you're setting up an LLC or corporation because they help you with tax planning. The fourth thing is, when you register your business, it really gives you credibility, okay? If you're going to go into a business where you know you'll be here for a long time, you're putting a lot of investments, you want to work with people of all levels, it's so important that you have some kind of representation as a registered business. Nobody really likes to operate with you directly when it's under your name, because what if you die? What happens, right? But when you're set up as a business, you have more credibility. People can trust you. People know, okay, this is an entity that is existing where even without this person, this entity can continue to exist. So it's very important that you do register your business for credibility, for branding, for being recognized, okay? Then my last one, which to me is one of the most important, is that you can access funding better and easier when you're a registered entity. If you ever go to the bank to seek funding, if you ever go to even to investors, everybody needs to know the kind of entity that you're set up in. Now, if you're a single member LLC, do not, I don't encourage you. If you plan to seek funding from investors, I have to correct myself, and you know you're going to seek public funding, don't register as an LLC, okay? Do a corporation, because people don't want to invest in LLCs. That makes it a partnership, and the tax complications of that are just so different. And for smart business people and investors, they know they don't want anything to be showing up in their names, so they will not. So if you're a business person and you're ever thinking about registering your business and you know you want to seek public funding, make sure it is a corporation. Now, coming back again to the access to cash, let me finish my last point. When you're registered as an LLC or a corporation, you're able first to get funding from banks, to get loans from other loan institutions. The next thing is you can easily qualify for a lot of the government grants. As you guys could see, when COVID came, a lot of those things were happening, right? Where they were issuing a lot of money to businesses, and if you didn't have one set up, it was a struggle to get access to that kind of funding. Another big one is most businesses are able to build credit. So if your business and you have your DUNS number, you can start to build business credit. And through your business, you could actually get loans to buy properties. You can get loans to expand. You can get loans to do a lot more. Sometimes they might need your personal credit, but if your business has built credibility, if the credit for your credit score for your business has gone really high, then you can even access funding without needing to put your personal credit on the line. So these are my top 6 reasons to really consider if you have to register a business. Like I said earlier, there's nothing wrong in operating as a sole proprietor if you meet those qualifications that I gave, right? If you're just testing an idea, you can start as a sole proprietor. If there are really very limited risk with your business, you can start as a sole proprietor. If you have few assets, you have nothing that you think you could lose. If your business is seasonal, if it's only for a short period of time and you have low capital, you can always start as a sole proprietor. I still want you to start. I'd rather have you start than wait. However, if you know you want to build a business that will outlive you, outlast you, a business you can pass on to your kids, a business that you plan to sell, or a business that you know could really create a lot of impact, hire people, create job opportunities, then you don't want to operate small. You want to make sure that you set up that that liability company and ensure that you get protection and be able to build credibility, access funding, so you can grow and do a really great work out there. Now, I want to address something that Eric said. Eric did mention that there should be a clause that addresses what a person can withdraw from the bank. And I'm thinking he's referencing partnerships. Yes, Eric, I don't know if you watched the last video I did on partnerships. One of the things I said was every partnership needs to have an operating agreement. It's extremely important. One of the things in your operating agreement states how much each partner can actually withdraw without the other partner. So which means if our operating agreement says you can only withdraw $100 without me, if you and I, Eric, if you ever go to the bank and I'm not there as your partner, the bank cannot give you more than that. And just to add, no bank right now is allowed to open a business account for a partnership without an operating agreement. And that happened because there were a lot of partnerships that were set up between husband and wife, where sometimes when they go through a divorce, somebody goes and cleans the accounts, and then the banks will be held liable, even some business partners. And so what has happened now is the bank must have that operating agreement. And then when the partner goes to withdraw money, they cannot take anything above the limit that's on the operating agreement. So don't like when I talk, you come back on here and we'll have to work it out before we take money out. Okay, I hope I was able to address that, Eric. Thanks to everyone who hopped on, and these are some of the questions that I get get asked a lot of times. Like I told you guys, any topics you want me to cover, feel free to send it my way. This brings me so much joy when I have the ability to teach. So, and I would love to cover a lot more. I'm currently working from my office in Houston. For those of you in Houston, if you're able to join our event tomorrow, make sure you do. It's at 10 a.m. at our office conference. I think we're full, but we can probably add a couple more seats because we have a lot of people asking to come now. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. And those who want to be a part of the goal setting event, send me a message, okay? I think we can make room for a few complimentary tickets. I would love to see you guys. Let's plan together and win in 2023. Any specific topics you want me to talk about, shoot it my way. I plan to cover the differences between the other entities, especially the partnership side, because I've heard so many people asking about that. So I'll be doing a lot of this as time goes on. You guys have an amazing weekend. Happy Friday, all of you. Be safe, drink responsibly, and drive safely. Don't drink and drive, by the way, and don't drink and text either. Bye bye.